start recording here. This is the city sewer connection out in the middle of the street. It's a little more than 6 feet deep. And then as we're coming backwards towards the house from the middle of the street, you'll be able to see the quality and condition of the pipe. Right there, we've got a batted offset. If you go in just a little bit, you'll see how that connection's kind of coming apart right there. It's real bad. This is out in the middle of the street. And then as we come back a little bit more, you'll see we have another one of those right there. Stop right there and go forward just a touch. So this is the most expensive portion of the city sewer. If you have to dig up the street, that'll cost you upwards of $25,000, $30,000 to dig up the middle of the street and make that one repair. And we want to try and avoid that. We might be able to shoot a liner through that if we do it right. Anyways, as we come back towards the house, you'll see that pretty much every connection all the way back has root intrusions like that. So that's still under the street, and see how that offset is coming apart.
This is after we jetted.
And this is after the initial hydrojet. Go ahead and wrap it up as you, oh, you can't, the jetter's in the way?
Yeah.
Hold on for a second. Let's move the jetter out of the way. And then let's roll up the camera as we go.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
So it's approximately 81 feet out to the middle of the street right there from the clean out on the side of the house here. So as we come back, you'll see another root intrusion, and that's after hydrojetting. We're gonna come back and clean those even more, but we had the hydrojet all the way through all these problems. Just keep going regularly, Daryl.
Okay.
We had to hydrojet through all these problems just to get the camera to go out this far. See, there's another root intrusion at that connection. That's right at the sidewalk right there, about 60 feet out. Another root intrusion. I mean, it's pretty much every connection, all the way down this sewer line. There's roots growing through and they're blocking the pipe, 90%. So we were recording this video as a before video for you, so you can see just how bad it gets when these roots are growing in. And again, and another one, just completely. See, now this is the problem area directly under that tree, that big tree. That's the big tree in the front yard. Those thick roots were. So this is still coming back towards the house between the big tree and the house. You've still got root intrusions growing in these connections. Pretty bad one right there. Now we intend to get all these roots out with the hydrojetter, but once we get all the roots out, I'd strongly suggest putting a liner in this pipe, going all the way up to the house and all the way out to the middle of the street. And it's gonna seal all these connections. Because look, all these connections have roots growing in them. It's not just a couple of them. A lot of times we put liners just for a couple of root intrusions. This has roots all the way down. All just really bad right here at the house. That's probably right where it comes out of the house right there. Yep, see how it turns into cast iron? That first connection when it comes out of the house, super bad. That's probably where we could no. See, I want to put if we do a liner, we got to dig the hole closer to the sidewalk because the offsets in the middle of the street are so bad. This right here is typically where we would put a clean out. When doing a liner, we would typically put the liner in the pipe right here, and this is where we would put the clean out up by the house. But in order to have a successful liner out in the street, we need to dig the hole closer to the sidewalk. So for what it's worth, that's why we would put a clean out closer to the sidewalk after doing a liner on this project, because it just makes more sense. So right here was the initial backup. This is where the clog was. It's 4.5 feet deep. Right here, just before the sidewalk, is probably where we'd put the clean out. If not there, then right here. because your offset, your problem's right there, and that's 6 feet deep. There's your manhole down there. There's your manhole right there. This is the city sewer connection, and this is where you're having the worst of your problems. That's where those 2 offsets are. But then you just got roots growing all the way down this line, all the way to the house. So if we dug up a hole on this side of the sidewalk right here, we could take out a section of pipe and install a liner up to the house and install another liner out to the city sewer. And would leave you 2 caps right here in the grass for drain access in the future.